Hello tacticians, it's Nox here, and today we're going to be looking at how I am going through Toth's quest. But first, before we get into that, I'd like to do my usual thank yous, and today they go to Skullholer, Antola, Cole66Man, Craxy and Severin. All of you have used my friend code and it is very much appreciated. So thank you very much for that. And now, let's see how I am doing at Toth's quest. For Common 1, we need to use Volk, as we need to be able to reach this guy up here and possibly lay down damage on the two either side, all depending on how well Angrax takes care of his side. We use the Frenzied Firing, which will take care of both Imperial Guardsmen, and the important point to use here is use the Hellfire Missile Rack from Toth to kill the final one. Common 2 again sees us needing not to take any damage whatsoever, so this is how I've started. And the important point is to have a look at where the danger zones are and make sure that your characters are not in them. Then the enemy has a go and they move forward. The most important bit here is with Archimatos is to summon around the Inceptor unit here. And Harken needs to go to where he can hopefully kill the Inceptor. Now don't worry if he doesn't, because by positioning Volk you can see that I can hit both with his Frenzied Firing, which again should kill them both. The enemy then has their turn, and they'll focus on the Bloodletters. That is slightly unfortunate, but we can take care of it, hopefully, by using Archimatos' ability. And then we focus on the final Inceptor to finish the job. Common 3 means we can't take any damage. Now, normally Toth isn't afraid of taking a little bit of damage because he will heal it back, but as we don't want to take any damage, if we do step him forward, he's going to get shot, he's going to get injured. So we'll start off by using Harken on the Guardsman here. And then what we'll do, we'll put Archimatos out of range of the sniper and use summons around this Guardsman. Now we are hoping that one of the summons ends up close to the sniper, which it looks like he did. And now we can shoot, although not quite well enough. Moving Volk onto the Razor Wire is going to mean we can hit all 3 with the Frenzied Firing and hopefully kill, I was going to say the sniper, but I'll take the other 2 as well. And we can move Abraxas forward, or if you don't have Abraxas, Corrodius would be a good one here too to summon more of your summons. The reason being, all the enemy troops would prefer to attack your summons rather than you. Again, we'll send Harken to kill this lone guardsman down here, making sure he doesn't stand in any fire if there are any fire squares there, because of course that will cause damage. We'll use Abraxas to attack the 2 interceptors with Psychic, and the same on Roswitha with Archimatos. And just because we're here and we've got more attacks, you move Volk next to Abraxas to even lay down more damage on Roswitha, and I have managed to kill her here. So that should mean if I launch my Hellfire Missile Rack against these 2, it should kill them. Uncommon 1 means we have to use ranged characters and they can't have 6 attacks. So Volk is right out here. In fact, quite a lot of the characters are as well. As such, you'll probably need to bring in, well, whoever you have. But as long as you have Archimatos and another character, it shouldn't prove to be too difficult. You just start by moving forward into the sniper shot. Yes, you'll take some damage, but Toth will heal it back. You can then use Archimatos to summon the troops around this guardsman, and finally use whoever you've got left to either kill the sniper, which is the preferred shot, or the guardsman. So the guardsmen will spend their time shooting at the Bloodletters, and then the Bloodletters will return the favour. And after that, it's a simple cleanup. Uncommon 2 means you can't use any Nurgle characters. This isn't the real issue. The real issue is you only have 1 turn. As such, you're going to need Yazagor and Abraxas. By using Yazagor, you can use the Sorceress Facade to switch places with Abraxas, and then you'll use Abraxas's summoning of the Pink Horrors, which then summon the Screamers, to do as much damage as possible to the ones next to them. The key here is the fact that all of these are taking psychic damage, which enables Toth to move up and use his Hellfire Missile Rack to do damage to these three. You then need to have, well, a bit of luck and hope that this top guardsman flees. Like that. Uncommon 3 has the usual issue with the sniper. He's right there and he is going to shoot you. So you need probably Nauseous Rotbone to heal up, or Thormachus if you want to put a shield, a preemptive shield, around whoever you're moving up. Here I'm going to make sure it's on Archimatos, and he's going to summon around the sniper. So as you can see, no damage taken. And there go the blood letters. Now, yes, they're all going to get killed. Vindicta is going to have an absolute field day. So to go with those, we're going to make sure there's even more. We're going to move Abraxas up and summon in a Pink Horror to attack the guardsman. So, as always, they focus fire on the summons, which do die as you would expect they would. Now, as we saw, Archimatos took some damage there, so we are going to have to heal him up. But obviously, because he's a Psyker and some of the other units do psychic damage, it means anything that's taken psychic damage is going to take maximum damage from any of the Tzeentch units. So we make sure that maximum damage is done to every single one, and we can let loose with Toth's Hellfire Grenade Rack. So as you can see, we did need Rotbone, and we're in a very good position from here, I hope, to finish off these remaining troops. Rare 1 sees us having to use range attacks, and we're not allowed to summon. Here I'm going to be using Thormachus to give a shield. If you don't have Thormachus, you're going to have to rely on RNG to make sure that Toth doesn't get too hurt. But the first thing you do is send him forward. Here I had a lucky block, which does in fact help, but I'm going to be sending Thormachus across to here to make sure the shield goes on Toth. Volk moves up and uses his frenzied firing to kill off both Voxcasters. Bear in mind, my Volk has got his frenzied firing at around 30, but since these are silver 1, they should be capped at around 27, so if you're having troubles, make sure you bring that skill up. Toth can then finish off the sniper. The Inceptor comes down, and Toth will heal back up to full health, and this is why you need Thormachus, to make sure that heal actually goes through. Then it's just a case of doing as much damage to the Inceptor and hoping that he dies before the end of the turn. Rare 2 means you can only use your 1,000 Suns. So start with Abraxas in the middle and move him down to this position, and he won't get sniped. This one is in combat with Toth, and this one can't see him. You then bring in your Screamer and your Pink Horrors. And move Yazagor to a position where he's not going to get sniped and he can kill one of the guardsmen. Toth can then hopefully kill the sniper next to him. But thankfully, as always, the snipers love to pick on the summons. You can then quite simply finish this off by using your psychic and ranged attacks on the 2 remaining snipers. Rare 3 means we can't take any damage, so you're going to want to bring any summoner that you have. Here I'm going to start with Abraxas again and move him to a position where he can summon a Pink Horror and then all the other positions are then going to be filled with the Screamers. You can then use Abraxas to do the same with his bloodletters around the other guardsmen. And just keep Toth back. Obviously still do psychic damage to the heavy intercessor to help whittle him down. But let all the summons do their work. Therefore means we have to have at least 2 attacks in our range attack or 2 in our melee attack, which is why we can see both Nauseous Rotbone, who doesn't have ranged, and Harken here, as, well, their melee attack has more than 2 hits. We'll start by moving Toth up and shooting the las cannon here. Then we'll move Volk up and use his rapid fire on everyone, killing off the las cannon. Harken can move up and kill one of the guardsmen, and I got lucky, that one fleed. But we'll move Nauseous up to heal. Now, there is the benefit of Nauseous. Volk died, but he got better, and we'll make sure that he's healed up. And we'll make sure that one of these snipers is very dead indeed. And we'll start focus firing on the other one. And with Toth, we'll take out the guardsman. And the other one fled there as well. Now, always make sure that anyone who is injured is topped back up. And start hitting the Inceptors as hard as you possibly can. Our final move will be to move Nauseous into the middle and heal everyone up. With everyone on full health, it's going to be a simple case of clearing. Rare 5 sees us not having any fun whatsoever because we can't use summons, but the enemy can. So we'll move Toth up to tank the hits and move Volk next to him and heal Toth. We'll use Volk to shoot at one of the snipers, which he manages to kill. Angrax will teleport up to the centre so he can actually try and get around the back or at least get to some of these others in the next turn. And we'll use Harken to kill a guardsman here, and the other one fled, which is always nice to see. So there is why you need Rotbone. My Angrax died, but thanks to Rotbone, he got better again. We'll move Rotbone to a location where he can actually heal Angrax and not get damaged himself. And we'll move up and kill the Voxcaster because we don't want them summoning in any more troops. Finally, we'll move Harken up to take care of the sniper. He does too much damage as it is. And finally, we'll move Toth to start injuring Isabella. We don't really want her bringing any more in. Moving Volk away, but staying next to Rotbone to make sure I can come back if I die again. And weather the storm as they heal up. We're going to try and kill this Foxcaster. We don't want them bringing in any more, and we got lucky with either additional hits or 2 fleeing. And we'll move Nauseous up, but we'll only heal Volk for the moment. And now we're going to make sure that Isabella is put where she belongs, which is in the ground. We don't want her hurting us anymore. We'll move Angrax up to kill this guardsman, and then heal everyone with his AoE heal. Let's just check we are all on full health. Volk can then hopefully shoot him. No, we will need to send Harken down to finish the job. Epic 1 means we can't use any piercing damage, but that's fine. We're going to be using our summoners. Using Archimatos, summon in your Chaos Demons on the guardsman on the right, and move Abraxas across one and summon his Pink Horror just here. The Pink Horror will kill one and injure the other one, who hopefully wouldn't flee. and then you say your turn. The fleeing guardsman worked out in our favour here. That allows us to move down with Abraxas to use his psychic attack on these two snipers. And also that will mean we'll do maximum damage with Toth. We can then move down with Archimatos to attack the bottom. Now if he did survive, that's fine, because Archimatos has got a psychic attack for melee too. Then all we need to do is use Toth's Fragstorm Grenade to kill both. Epic 2 means we can't use any direct damage, but you are going to need to use Yazagor and Abraxas. Move Yazagor up to the centre, and that will then allow you to use the Sorceress Facade to switch with Abraxas. Then, with Abraxas, you use his summoning ability to summon in the Pink Horrors and the Screamers. Use Archimatos' summon around the final Inceptor. Now, as per normal, they will target the summons. Then basically use your two summoners to do the psychic damage on as many of whoever's left. The reason for this is we can move Toth to here and use his Hellfire Missile Rack on the one that we haven't touched, and it will also hit all the others who have been hit. We can then finish off the last cannon over here. Now, again, they will focus on the summons, and this is why it is important to have these summoners here. And once that's done, it's easy to complete the level. The final epic encounter means we basically can't use Volk or anyone with more than 5 attacks, and I think we'll be using our summoners again. Here I'm going to be using Yazagor's Sorceress Facade to swap places with Archimatos, who will then summon his demons around the guardsman. Abraxas will move in and summon more demons. And of course we'll move up with Rotbone, because I think we'll be needing him shortly, but we'll still put some pressure on Morvenval. Unsurprisingly, the Imperials lay waste to all the demons. I think I've got off very lightly on that turn. We'll use Toth's Hellfire Rack to basically launch a multitude of missiles at everyone. And of course not forgetting to bring up Yazagor. Rotbone will move up, hoping he's not going to be needed. And there we go, we are going to need Rotbone after all. Archimatos starts hitting, and we're going to try and heal him, there you go, with Rotbone. And we carry on pummeling away where we can. Check everyone is as healed as they can be, and heal up those who aren't. And hopefully finish them off. The legendary one is, well, a complete pain, and you are going to need Thormachus to put his shield around Abraxas here. Summon the Pink Horror just there, and you'll see all the other Screamers come round and attack the Guardsman. Now, from all my attempts, you are really hoping that the Guardsman at the top is one that's left alive, because you then send Archimatos up to turn him into a Bloodletter, and this really changed the rest of this mission. Send Toth across to kill that las cannon, because he would have his power amped from hitting 3 or more different ones with psychic attacks, and then let them have their go, and they'll come down and they'll do a lot of damage to your summons. The important bit is here. We are summoning the extra troops from Celestine and moving our troops out of the way from where the orbital barrage is going to hit. And again, I'm putting as many hits on different characters as I can to make sure that the Thousand Suns do as much damage as possible. Now, I was going to use the grenades there, but I decided to hit Celestine first, which was another key area, because then I could use Thormachus to then get even more psychic attacks, and then you use Toth. And look what happens to Celestine. Yep, one hit from Toth, and a lot of them just died. Use Archimatos to summon around the Space Marine at the top there. And watch the, that orbital barrage come in and hit nobody that I care about. They will still go for the summons, as we've mentioned before. And then, from here on in, it was just a mop-up job. Very simple. If you enjoy these videos or like the work in general that I do, it would be much appreciated if you do consider about using my friend code, as it really does help me out. Or if you or your guild are looking for a new home, please feel free to reach out to any of the guilds shown, as we are always welcoming new players and new guilds to join our ranks. As always, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.